I think it makes a great deal of sense that so many of us feel extremely overwhelmed by technology and texting culture. Because if you think about it, from an evolutionary perspective, we have not been able to access this many humans immediately through a device ever in human history. Until phones came out, until cell phones specifically allowed you to transmit text messages, you had to do communication either in person, via a telegram, via a letter, via a fax. It was much slower, much more cumbersome, and it was abnormal to receive an amount of mail, an amount of correspondence that we currently have to deal with on a daily basis. So I think that one of the things I just wanted to say is if you feel yourself constantly berating yourself saying, I'm a bad texter, like I'm a bad friend, also just give yourself some grace to think that it is quite normal. It's maybe not you that's the problem, maybe it's the system that allows people to access you at any time of the day and basically demand your attention. And while I think that it's important to make like respectful boundaries around communication with friends, loved ones, partners, what have you, I think that the type of self-blame that we often inflict on ourselves is pretty unfair, considering that it is just not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing to have like 15 messages to respond to. Like humans aren't like the phone. It's unnatural. It's like it is a very recent invention. I mean, the iPhone only came out in 2007, and before that, texting was so costly and cumbersome. You had to press a dial key multiple times just to get a letter, that having like long sentences or paragraphs didn't make logical sense. Most people didn't have internet on their phones. That was also a costly thing, that as it's become cheaper and incorporated into cell phone plans, now people can message each other and comment to each other and tweet to each other. But this type of communication, this frequency of communication, our brains haven't evolved at the similar pace that the technology has evolved. So I would just offer to maybe go easy on yourself, because it's quite normal to feel overwhelmed with texting. It's an unnatural thing.